Well, now the extraordinary stroke of luck for a northern suburbs man who was saved by a stranger. Critically hurt after coming off his motorbike, Johnny Habib was minutes away from death, but he's lived to tell his tale thanks to a passerby who just happened to know first aid. And Johnny hadn't met his hero until this emotional reunion. Pippa Bradshaw reports.
They gave me 10% chance to be alive as well from the hospital. Thanks for everybody. Like, what can I say?
I didn't give him much of a chance.
From all accounts, Johnny Habib should be dead.
You can lose about 4 to 5 litres of blood per minute through a cut to the femoral artery, and you only have about 7 litres.
But Johnny's story is nothing short of a miracle.
The time comes up to go to work. I came on a bike like I'm going to work, which is, I've been 10 years driving on this road and I never had no issues.
On his 2-week-old Harley Davidson, Johnny was just 20 metres away from arriving at his family's pizza shop.
I turn on Bridges Street, coming to Commercial Road. All of a sudden, I wake up next few weeks in the hospital.
Johnny doesn't remember any of the crash, but it's something David Platten will never forget.
I thought I'd take the shortcut because I was running a bit late, and I come across all these cars sort of strewn all over the place in Commercial Road, and I thought, oh, there's been an accident here.
The disability support worker was on his way to pick up 2 boys he cares for.
And something said to me, no, stop. So I pulled up and I walked over.
Without really thinking, the St John's First Aid volunteers swung into action.
I just dropped to my knees and another gentleman came over. I said, you got with a first aid kit? And I said, have you got gloves in there? Yeah. I said, well, give me a large and that combine. And I put my hand inside his leg, up towards his groin and grabbed his femoral artery.
That saved his life, didn't it?
Yes. You usually got about 4 minutes, 4 to 5 minutes, once the femoral artery is severed, and you'll bleed out.
Johnny's brothers were following in a car behind him and quickly called 000.
I said, how far away is the unit? He said, oh, it's approximately 5 minutes, you have priority 1. And I just turned around and I said, we'll get the bastard here quicker, because I didn't know how long I was going to have to keep him alive.
But he did. Paramedics soon arrived and rushed Johnny off to hospital. Johnny's right side of his body was all but crushed. His right leg is completely supported by metal rods and pins.
So, thank God I'm still alive.
Johnny never knew who the person was that helped him, but for David, he desperately wanted to know what happened. It wasn't until Christmas Eve when he found out through a neighbour.
She said, no, you remember that guy you helped in Commercial Road? I said, yeah. She said, well, he's still alive, he's still got his leg, and he came out of hospital today.
Through St John's, David was able to track down Johnny and organise a reunion.
Pleased to meet you,
How are you?
mate.
Pleased to meet you too, our hero. How are you?
Oh,
Good?
I'm no hero, mate,
Good.
believe me.
Good.
You look a lot better than the last time I saw
Thank
you,
God,
mate.
man, thank God. Get in there, slowly, slowly. Sorry about what you see, you know. It's very bad, but what can you do? Thank you so much, you saved my life, you know.
That's what I was trained to do, mate. All right?
Thank you so much, man.
Well, I wear this uniform so proudly.
Giving Johnny a chance to meet the man who saved his life.
Absolutely fantastic.
It's very nice to meet him, and I want to say he is a hero. Hero is not just a name, it's what you do in life, you know. And thanks God I'm still here to thank you, that gentleman, every single person in that.
In Johnny's case, he could have completely lost his full circulating volume of blood within a couple of minutes and would have been in deep shock within about a minute and a half and dead within a few minutes had David not been there.
St John's CEO Ray Creans is the perfect example why people should know first aid.
It's a really good example of how important it is to just carry a first aid kit. Even if you don't know first aid, if you have a first aid kit in your car, it could be the difference between life and death. Significantly proud of David. You know, he showed a very good calm presence. He took control of the scene and thought pretty laterally in order to save Johnny's life.
Last year, 59,000 people learnt first aid in South Australia.
More people could be saved if the person either coming across the accident or probably even involved in it as well has first aid training, has a first aid kit.
Johnny has a long road of recovery ahead of him, but will be forever thankful David stopped that day.
Without him, Johnny not here. And Johnny here to make a one person, because one day it's gonna happen to me as well, and I'm gonna stop the same thing. So that's a lesson for me and for whoever was there.
One lucky man, Pippa Bradshaw there, but still to come, a South Aussie picker's priceless collection.